So today we're going to be talking about the whole Kelsey Mitchell and Indiana Fever situation. And I'll be honest with you, I could react to that clip properly another time. But all I really need to say right now is this. Kelsey Mitchell is not going anywhere. She is not leaving. The Fever are going to offer her every single dollar they possibly can. She's staying. I keep seeing people online saying, "Oh, Kelsey Mitchell wants out. Kelsey Mitchell wants to leave Indiana." No, she doesn't. She's going absolutely nowhere. It's very, very clear at this point. And if nothing else, it's obvious the big three want to run it back. They want another season together. And I've always said this. The only scenario where you even consider moving Kelsey Mitchell is if she personally wants to leave, and you are somehow guaranteed to get Jackie Young in return. That is literally the only reason you would ever even think about it. Other than that, it makes zero sense. But anyway, let's listen to this clip first. This is from a podcast with Ari McDonald and Rachel Bannum, which is kind of an odd pairing. And also, quick apology for the lighting. My setup is a mess right now. My house is literally in a situation where it might flood, might not flood. If you've seen what's happening in Dublin, you know what I'm talking about. So at any moment, I might have to stop recording and move locations. I'm not resetting the lighting 10 times. So let's listen to what Kelsey Mitchell actually said. I'll play it at 1.5x speed. Now, the key part for me is something very simple. She keeps referring to the Fever as us. That alone tells you everything you need to know. She still clearly sees herself as a Fever player. She talks about the young Bucks, putting us on top. She's not emotionally detached from this team at all. Then they talk about how she's been there 8 years, and how staying in the same franchise for that long wasn't even really planned. It just kind of happened. And here's the part people ignore. When things were bad, nobody wanted her. Other teams weren't calling. Other teams weren't knocking. Nobody was trying to get her out of Indiana, which is crazy when you think about it, because now people act like Kelsey Mitchell is some obvious star. But Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston, no good teams cared. She had her own team. She had opportunities. And still, nobody serious wanted her. She even says it herself. Indiana wasn't a place anybody wanted to go. No one was coming there. It was a dead franchise for years. So when it was bad, she just stayed. Because what else was she supposed to do? There was no market for her. And that's the part people don't like hearing. Kelsey Mitchell was not viewed as valuable around the league until the Fever got good. Then she talked about loyalty having a cost and how it was bittersweet. But in the end, she feels like it was worth it. They were playing in random arenas, finishing seasons at Butler University, moving around, no stability at all, and yet she stayed. So regardless of how people want to twist this conversation, the reality is simple. She still says us. She still sees Indiana as home. She openly says everything changed when Aliyah and Caitlin arrived, not just for the team, but for her own value. She was never in that situation where she was a great player on a bad team and other franchises were constantly trying to steal her. That never happened. And if she really wanted out years ago, her core years would have been used up already. But they weren't. She didn't sign offer sheets. She didn't force anything. She just stayed. Now, financially, she's always made decent money. Not always max level, but solid. And at the end of the day, it's very clear she wants to be a member of the Fever. And that actually matters. As fans, we can speculate. We can say, is Kelsey Mitchell the perfect fit? Is she the best possible option? That's fair. But if you're Indiana, you know exactly what you want. You know your core. And nobody is ever going to say the Fever messed up by running it back with those three. Other players? Yeah, I'd question it. I'd question Ari McDonald depending on salary. Unless Ari is at the 2 and Caitlin is at the 1. They honestly don't look great together on the floor. I'd much rather see Indiana go all in on Julie Alaman as the backup. But she probably wants to start. And I think the Sparks are going to pay her way more than people expect. I genuinely think LA values her enough that they might let Azure Stevens walk. That's how highly I think they rate Alaman. But overall, it really helps knowing you've got someone like Kelsey Mitchell who stayed when the franchise was at its worst and now wants to stay when it's finally good. And the biggest thing of all, she clearly likes Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston. I genuinely believe the only way Kelsey Mitchell ever leaves is if there's some kind of internal rift. And no matter what Twitter wants to say, there isn't one. There absolutely isn't. So, yeah, that's basically it. Let me know what you think in the comments. But honestly, I think the chances of Kelsey Mitchell leaving Indiana are close to zero. Like, actually zero. And I'm very happy about that, because they need to run it back. They really do. Even rival fans aren't really pushing for her to leave. There's no real noise, which tells you everything. She's staying.